a group of people were defeated by monsters. Most of them were killed or wounded. The wounded were sent to the rear, where the main character treated a girl who was already desperate. The hero said that they will not die, since he is here and can cure them. The girl said that was not what she meant, because she believed that the fact that they would all die here was obvious. The guy agreed that there are really a lot of monsters here. The girl said if the hero understands this, then he should run. The guy was of S rank, and the girl did not think that there was any sense in his death. Even if he's left alone, he's just a healer. The hero ironically agreed that he was just a healer and stood up. The girl told him to turn on his head and not to engage in battle, as he would be defeated. The guy calmed the girl down and said that he would certainly win and no one would die. He was filled with a dark violet aura and headed into battle. On the battlefield, people were on their last legs. They fought off the attacks of monsters with great difficulty. Noticing the hero, whose name is John Hyson, they told him to leave, as it is dangerous on the battlefield. This made the hero laugh, who jumped up and began to take the heads of flying monsters off his shoulders. All the people watching the incredible fight were just in shock, as a simple healer, whom they considered a guy, was destroying monsters that defeated a whole group of people. In 2032, the world has changed beyond recognition, because there are super people who have become a completely new generation of people. Some people called them sessions designed to rid the world of evil, although no one could figure out where they came from. The capabilities of these people were beyond comprehension, and the goal was to clear the dungeons. They gave themselves a name, namely those who hunt monsters, hunters. The dungeons represented a whole world parallel to the earthly one. Dungeons have become the main source of income for hunters, and problems for ordinary people. Lucky monsters that suddenly appeared. They came out of the gates of portals that connected the earth and the dungeons. Ordinary people without abilities didn't stand a chance against them. It seemed to people that the earth was doomed, but hunters appeared, the purpose of which was hunting, not protecting the population. Even so, for ordinary people, they became heroes and saviors. However, for the hero, all these saviors meant nothing. The guy was in the hospital, where the doctor told him about the disease. The hero had a thermal stage of the disease. He didn't understand what it meant. The guy was terminally ill, and a fierce day could be his last. The hero left the hospital and got on the bus. His sister called him there. She asked if the guy had been to the doctor, and he answered her question. He said he was on his way home and would be there soon. The sister called the hero to notify him that she was late at work today and he could eat without her. The guy was indignant because he was worried about his sister, who works very hard. The girl tried to change the subject of the conversation and asked what the doctor said to the guy. He didn't say anything sensible, only that the doctor didn't tell him anything special. In fact, the doctor told the guy that his disease is not known to science. He said that every cell of the guy is impregnated with poison, and it's amazing that he's alive at all. The hero was upset, and assumed that he no longer had a chance of life. The doctor only confirmed the guy's guess, and said he was sorry. The guy didn't know how to tell the news to his sister. Suddenly, the guy's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of an alarm. People didn't understand what to do. Everyone received a notification on the phone about the opening of the gates in the paradise, where the hero was. When the hero was distracted from the phone, he saw a huge monster in front of him. People understood that most likely now they would come to an end. The monster attacked with the tongue of people. The hero was miraculously not hurt, but another guy was pierced through by such a monster. People tried to run. One girl fell to her knees and started crying hysterically. At the same time, a man came to the guy's sister, who told her to finish and go on a break. The girl said that she would finish quickly and come running. Another girl spoke up to the hero's sister. She pulled out her admiration for the girl. She didn't understand a little what to admire, But the woman continued. The woman said that usually at the age of a guy's sister, girls walk and go on a date, but she also works overtime to pay her brother's hospital bills. The woman felt sorry for the girl. She said with a very tired smile that everything was not so bad, he was just her only brother. The woman was a little surprised, but still agreed with the girl's words, since the family is really all they have. The woman was upset that her children are not like the girl. Suddenly, the hero's sister lowered her coffee. She saw on the news information that the gates had opened, just the same in the heaven where her brother was. She was just terrified and very worried about the boy. At the same time, there were already corpses on the bus, and the hero was grabbed by the leg by a monster. The hero understood that this was the end, and only mentally cursed the hunters, who had not yet arrived. The hero on his broken phone noticed a text message from his sister, who asked if he was okay. The hero was really sorry that now he would most likely die and leave his sister alone. The hero was weak, but he could not just sit and wait for death, so he decided to attack the monster, since those who tried to fight are awarded a medal and their family is paid an allowance. The hero grabbed a lump of glass and started shouting at the monster, which provoked him. As a result, the monster lifted the guy up by the leg. The guy was angry because it could do whatever it wanted. He insulted the monster, and at the moment when the opponent tried to swallow the guy, he plunged his homemade weapon right into the monster's eye. The guy was wondering if his attack had worked, but after he opened his eyes, he saw a monster that was furious. The creature enveloped and bound the guy's body with its tongue. As a result, the monster swallowed the guy. The guy was very sorry to death and remembered the sister who took care of him. Remembering how his sister took care of everything when his parents abandoned them, the guy made a firm decision not to die. Suddenly, the monster's body flew in different directions, and the wounded hero lay on the ground, where the creature's belly had recently been. People in masks and with weapons were reporting on the situation in the place where the gate opened. After the opening of the gates, the city suffered huge losses, and they intended to direct all the cheats to protect people. At the same time, there was a report where they asked how people felt about the Glory Guild. People believed that they could rely on this guild, and life became calmer because people believed that it would hurt them. The head of this guild expressed his condolences to the people affected by the disaster. He said that they are doing everything possible to help the population, and he said that they would always come to the rescue. The hero woke up. He was lying in the same place. The guy didn't understand why he was still alive, even though he was swallowed up by a monster. His head was spinning. He thought he heard his sister's voice calling him. The hero suggested that it could be hallucinations, but after thinking it over, he realized that this was not the case. The barely audible voice of the sister really came from somewhere nearby. The guy intended to find the girl, as it was too dangerous here. The girl shouted the guy's name and was looking for her brother. Hearing a strange sound, she headed there, thinking that it was her brother, but there were a bunch of monsters that ate a human corpse. The girl got scared and started running, but the crowd of creatures started chasing. She ran with all her might but eventually got into a dead end, since the road was destroyed. Even in this situation, she was worried about her brother. She didn't want to ask and find her brother. The tearful girl was standing, and a monster attacked her. At the last minute, the hero intervened, who threw the creature away with a rebar blow. He was complaining about the Glory Guild, which is not here. The hero told his sister to be careful, as these are unusual monsters. At the same time, the guy was thinking that the fight between an ordinary person and monsters is not an equal confrontation at all. Surprisingly, young Hyson did not doubt the victory. Firstly, the strength of small dark toads is weak. Their strength is in poison, not in physical superiority. Secondly, the hero knew that he was stronger, although he himself did not understand where such confidence came from. After waking up, he became stronger. Also, the guy was seized with excitement. It all started with curiosity. One of the monsters attacked the hero with poison. He remembered that this poison is quite powerful. But the hero, because of the situation with the first monster, knew that he was immune to poison. On the contrary, it regenerates after it hits. The hero was already in high spirits and believed in his victory. But behind his back was a strong monster that hit young Hyson. His sister started crying. In a very foggy state, he heard the screams of his sister, who was trying to protect the guy. Waking up a little, the hero touched his sister, who was trying to fight a huge monster. He shouted to his sister to stop. The guy intended to help her faster. Suddenly, the girl told the hero to run. The girl at the last moment of her life asked for forgiveness from her brother, and was killed by a monster. The hero was in despair, as the only person who cared about him had just died in front of his eyes. Due to anger, a purple snake crawled out of the hero's body. The guy didn't care. The main thing was that she would help him kill those creatures that soaked his beloved sister. The snake pierced the monster's body. The desperate duel of the hero was watched by a girl who was surprised by the strength of the guy. She could not have expected that he would be able to summon the Scarlet Viper. The girl found the guy interesting, although he will probably need to restrain his strength. She knew that as soon as he was recognized, a real hunt would begin for him, and was thinking about helping him. The hero was holding his wounded sister in his arms, and a huge monster Scolopendra appeared in front of him. The monsters all climbed out and climbed out. The hero decided to put his sister on the ground and go fight. He couldn't let her die. The girl rushed into the inferno to save her brother. He could not let her die. The hero intended to strike at Girl Medina, but suddenly he roared with blood. It seems that this was a side effect of the summoning of that snake. The hero tried his best to get up, but his body did not obey. The monster attacked the guy with a poisonous tongue, and at the moment when it seemed that the guy was really finished, a girl intervened, who easily blocked the monster's attack. The girl said that the guy was overzealous and shouted that such a powerful ability should not be used on such weak monsters. The release of such a huge amount of black ether leads to consequences. After that, the girl introduced herself. Her name is Carol. The girl would have liked to chat more, but she had to exterminate the monsters. So she took the guy by the scruff of the neck and threw him away from the battlefield. The hero was in shock, as the girl easily threw him with one hand. At the same time, she started a battle with the monster. She easily dodged all the enemy's attacks, and eventually struck with her fist from the air, from which the monster was imprinted into the ground, and this caused a huge shock wave. The hero was very surprised to see how the girl tore up such a monster with one blow. He was sure that the person fighting in front of him was at least S rank. The hero was consumed by envy. He also wanted to be so strong, although even half of this power would be enough to protect a person dear to him. The girl immediately appeared behind the guy and asked why he was so sullen. The girl understood why the hero was worried about his sister and calmed him down, saying that she would survive. The girl said that the guy's sister was lucky, because if she didn't know how to heal, she would have died quickly. The hero was delighted with the ability of the girl who healed his sister. There was not even a scar left on the girl's body. The hero began to cry and thanked the girl for saving her family. The girl told the guy not to cry and added that he would not worry, since his life would not end. The girl wanted to go on fighting monsters, but the guy stopped her. He asked that if he could survive, is it possible for the hero to achieve the same strength? The girl smiled and called him Yukinek. She decided to show her unique and credible technique. It was called Poison Rain. The girl ordered the guy to look carefully at what she is doing now. The huge ball in the girl's hand headed for the sky. As a result, a poisonous rain was born from heaven, which destroyed every monster that got at least one drop. All the monsters were defeated in the blink of an eye, and the girl said that the hero could become the strongest hunter in the world. After the battle, they went to another place. There, the hero's new teacher picked him up by the leg, and he wanted to ask a question. Wouldn't what she was going to do to him kill him? The girl laughed at this. The guy's screams were too loud outside the door. The master was completely overcome with laughter. She openly faded from the hero. He really thought he was going to die, but she was laughing. The teacher explained that she did not intend to kill the guy, so he should not be afraid. She just wanted to paint his body with black ether. The girl showed a purple ball that she had created in her hand. The hero didn't really understand what she was talking about. She realized that he didn't know anything at all, so she began to explain. First of all, she asked if the guy knew about the Adlers. He knew that this was a class of hunters that was considered top at the time. After one incident, they disappeared, and now people are looking for them. Enemies of humanity, traitors. And then the guy realized that his teacher was one of them. He apologized for insulting the girl without thinking. But she told him not to worry. The master was also surprised that the guy was not particularly shocked. He explained that the girl had saved his sister. He also admitted that he considered the girl abnormal in comparison with other hunters, and asked for forgiveness for this. Surprisingly, the master was proud that she was considered abnormal, since the Adlers are really abnormal. More precisely, special. The girl said that their peculiarity becomes clear at the moment when they fully awaken. The hero didn't know what that meant. The girl said that it was better for him not to know, since ordinary hunters rarely die when they wake up, less than 1% die exactly. But the Adlers die like flies while they wake up. There is one reason for this phenomenon. Poison is synthesized inside the bodies of the Adlers, which gradually kills them. The hero recognized the symptoms and assumed that he was going through it. The master confirmed the guy's guess. All the pain that the hero went through were symptoms of awakening. The master congratulated the guy on becoming a Adler. The hero could not realize that he had just left, and the master, without giving time to think, pulled the guy for a walk. The girl continued to talk about the Adlers. Each of them synthesizes poison in the body. She told the secret of how they live with it. The answer to the question was that the poison inside their bodies also heals them. The master asked for forgiveness and stuck a syringe with purple liquid into the guy's body. The neutralized poison turns into black ether. The hero asked if it was safe what the master had just done, and she gave a tooth that everything would be fine. She called it a gift for a student. She asked as a gift to the guy. He started saying that the second one could kill him, but the girl interrupted him. She thought for a long time that the hero was missing. So I decided to start with his mobility. Although the guy still lacked self-confidence. What the girl injected was her own ether. The girl started to explain to the guy where they should start, but he wanted to ask a question. He asked to clarify his words about the fact that the poisonous rain is the only, and we will not repeat the girl's technique. After such a question, the master evaded the answer by jumping from the roof of the building. The girl Chelts moved around the city for an hour at an incredible speed. The student watching this did not understand how he should repeat it without any physical training. The girl told him not to be discouraged, but to try first. The hero said that the girl could not understand him. The guy has been humiliated all his life, so now he is scared. The girl said that she was mistaken, and this style of training does not suit the guy. She asked for forgiveness, and said that from now on it would be tough. The girl took the hero by the shkabarki, and explained what he should do. She held it over the end of the roof of a high-rise building. As a result, the girl threw off the hero and wished him good luck. The hero fell, and thought what a non-holy master he was. The girl said to push off from one surrender to another, but it's easier said than done. The hero did not understand how to do it at all, but if he does not do anything, he will crash to death. So he tried to do what the girl told him to do. He filled his legs with strength, and remembering all the insults he had received throughout his life, he stumbled away from the wall of the building from which he was thrown. The guy did it, but he still didn't understand how to land. The girl was in front of the hero and supported him. She hugged the guy. After an unusual workout, they headed home where the girl began to examine the guy. He asked her to stop, but she didn't listen to him at all. She pushed back his eyelids with her finger and looked at the eye. It turned out that the girl integrated a portable device that all hunters have. But the device that the teacher introduced to the guy was different from the usual ones that the hunters had. The hero noticed that his master was in a hurry somewhere. She was really in a hurry, because she would be followed, and if they noticed, there would be a lot of problems. She told her student to find Dr. Jean. He was a genius who was recognized by his teacher and said that he would bring the kid up to speed. Carol gave the guy a device that will help him find a doctor. She had done her best and was about to leave. The hero did not understand why such a kind person was being persecuted and finally said that this was the first time someone else took care of him. The hero was very grateful to the teacher. He intended to repay the master for such kindness in the future. He said he was ready to do anything, but the girl objected. He's not ready to help her yet. To begin with, the hero should gain strength. The girl asked the hero to promise that he would become so strong that he would be able to protect all the people around. The guy made a promise, after which the master left him. She disappeared instantly. Finally, in the life of the hero, there was a goal. Now all he had to do was move towards her. After the opening of the gate, people began to have a negative attitude towards the Glory Guild. But a few days after the incident, people started supporting the Glory Guild again. And after a few more days, the criticism disappeared completely. The hero left home and left a note in which he wrote that he would return soon. The master gave the hero a strange dark violet ball that looked like the core of a monster. The guy didn't know what to do with it, but the system gave information on the subject. It was the core of a giant toad. The master told the guy to hold this core and remember the moment when he used the poison step. He tried, and the core energy began to fill the hero's body. A window appeared in his head saying that the status of the black core had been changed, and the level of black ether had reached 37%. The percentage started to grow, and when it reached the 100% mark, a new notification popped up. The current level of the user's black ether has increased significantly. In total, the hero consumed 1,000 ether from the core, and in total his body had 1,500 ECHE. ECHE is the unit of measurement of black ether. Absorbed energy can be used to strengthen the body. The hero realized that in order to become stronger, Mu needs to absorb ether. The hero wondered how strong he is now, and the system answered his question. Now the guy is at the level of an E-rank hunter. If he continues to absorb ether, he will be able to obtain an S-rank body. The hero was glad to hear what he heard, but his joyful thoughts were interrupted by a voice. There was a man shouting at the girl. He said that it was impossible to pass without a pass. The girl said that her child is sick, and she needs to pass. The man continued to shout at the girl and threatened that if she did not back down, he would break her jaw. The man was shouting at the child's mother, and the boy was crying in the girl's arms. The hero entered into this commotion and began to hang. He didn't like the fact that they abandoned these people, and now they came to pump their rights. The hero called the hunters pathetic cretins. This enraged the interlocutor, and he grabbed the baton and asked if the guy knew who they were. The hero knows. Most likely a man from a company working for the Guild of Glory. He understood this from the stripes on the man's jacket. The opponent approached the hero in the butt and was angry, because knowing where he came from, the hero began to say it all. The angry man swung to strike with a baton. A blow was heard. The man was already beginning to rejoice that he missed the impudent Spolak, but in fact the hero caught the baton with his hand and broke it. The man was horrified, as he did not understand how the guy managed to do it. John Hyson did not know how to fight. His stance was unstable, and his breathing was interrupted. And even though the blow he was about to deliver now was a beginner's blow, the force was huge, and the man, who was much bigger than the hero, just fell and, barely remaining in cognition, asked for help. The hero told the man to shut up, since ordinary people were also screaming when the gate opened. But they believed with all their hearts that the guild would come to the rescue and save them. The hero realized that it was useless to say this and stopped. He abandoned the girl and the child he had protected. The hero got to the place to which the system led him. He asked if he needed to come here, to which he received an affirmative answer. He saw a payphone in front of him. He thought it was very different, but he went inside and took the phone. The guy pressed the red button, after which a passage opened under his feet into which he fell. He found himself in an unusual place underground. The hero was sure that this doctor was the same as his teacher, since he began to greet him like that. The hero noticed that he fell into the blood. Without having time to think about it, the alarm suddenly began to scream. The system of this place has begun to lecture the intruder. She released a poisonous gas. The hero covered his nose with his hand. While the poisonous cloud filled the room, the hero was thinking that the doctor could have handed over his master, or he was killed and captured this place. The hero accidentally inhaled poison, and for a second thought that this was the end, but in the end the guy remembered his immunity to poisons. He heard footsteps. There was a doctor standing outside the door, who assumed that the hero would die soon. The man cursed the bastards from the association. The hero didn't have time to think, and he attacked the doctor. The hero was just about to beat the opponent, when he noticed that he passed out from a light push. The hero tied up the doctor and explained the situation. After what he heard, the man asked to untie him, otherwise it's uncomfortable to breathe. The hero said that he would not do it, because he did not know what the doctor could throw out after he untied him. He said that he wouldn't do anything, he's not a bandit, but a doctor. The hero did not understand. Then why would he need deadly traps? If it wasn't for the guy's immunity, he would have died there. The doctor began to explain. Ordinary people will never get here, so only the hero's master and other hunters can come to him. The doctor started talking about how he was a genius, and because of this, a huge number of people turned to him in the past. The problem is that there were also more people who wanted him dead. Even under the yoke of constant attacks, the doctor survived. However, over time, realization came to him. All the people did his death. Since then, he has limited contact with people, and he began to develop paranoia. After hearing this, the hero decided to release the doctor, but warned that he would not dare to throw out any tricks. The doctor said that he trusted Carol as well as himself. That's why he told the hero his entire biography. In the past, a doctor who was able to escape from a man who stabbed him would wander into an alley, where he met Carol, who approached him with an umbrella and asked how he was. It seemed to the doctor that the boy who arrived looked very much like her as a child. The doctor told everything to the hero, and that in childhood his master had the same spots on his face. As a result, he invited the kid to follow him to tell him about everything in more detail. The doctor started talking. He said that one drop of the poison that synthesizes the guy's body is able to kill a hunter of a rank. The hero was very surprised by the information he had just heard. The guy's body was of E rank, which is much stronger than his condition before awakening. The hero heard that A ranks don't even count for people because of their incredible strength. And a drop of his poison can kill such a person. It's just unbelievable. The doctor said that you should not rejoice ahead of time, since the ability without the ability to control it is useless. As a result, the guy will become a time bomb. The hero asked what he should do. He and the doctor reached the right place. It was a training hall. The kid needed to train. The marks on the guy's body are just symptoms that he does not control his poison, They will pass as soon as he becomes strong enough. The doctor could say this because he was the one who trained the girl.